Welcome everyone, and let's get started. Strap your seat belt wherever you are, and let's discuss these issues, shall we? Yesterday they said the Igbos must leave the 19 states of the north, and the federal government, Kaduna state government, and the northern governors condemned the statement. In fact, there were orders that those responsible should be arrested. Today it does not look like those behind the eviction notice on the Igbos are joking, neither does it look like they have been arrested as it was ordered. Today, the coalition of the northern youth groups have come forward and they insist on their stance, saying the Igbos must leave, although they say they do not encourage any form of violence. The group in a statement today, that is the Arawa Youth Organization, which gave Igbos 3 months notice to quit northern Nigeria, said there is no going back on the resolve, insisting that Igbos must not remain as part of Nigeria but should be allowed to have their own country. The group also explained that the ultimatum given to Igbos to leave northern Nigeria is not a call to violence, but to allow the people of Southeast region achieve their ambition of having a sovereign state. In a statement issued after an emergency meeting in Kaduna by spokesperson Abdulaziz Sulaiman, the group faults Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State and his Borno counterpart Kashim Shettima on their stand against them. Now, they say, and I quote, "We wholeheartedly endorse the moves made variously by our leaders to allay those fears and urge people to be peaceful and law-abiding, while at the same time resolutely insisting on having the right thing done by allowing the Igbo to have and move to their dream country in accordance with the universal fundamental right to self-determination." They went further to say, they will restate that we have never called anybody to violence and that people should discountenance the elements of fear and threat introduced by distortions of merchants of mischief. They also say that we restate our determination and commitment to ensuring that the North will never partake in any contrived arrangement that would still have the Biafran Igbo as a component. End of quote. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, have warned against any form of divisive statement or activities. He also ordered the arrest of the youth groups.
Another group have come up now to issue threats to some people, groups in this country. And like I observed, no individual have authority to stop any Nigerian from pursuing his deliberate in any part of this country. Because these are rights that are guaranteed by the Constitution. And definitely we are not going to allow some of these groups to carry out these threats. And these are being issues that we are lucky that we're here, all of us. At least, I think they gave a deadline. I want all of us to be alert that anybody or any group, individual or group, that attempts to prevent any Nigerian, from carrying out his daily activities, we have responsibility to ensure those guys are stopped by all means.
That's the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris. Today also, the House of Representatives condemned the statements made by the coalition of the northern youth groups. But now, let's make sense of all of these matter, very sensitive issues. So we need to be also sensitive on this matter and see the way forward. Joining us to discuss these issues, the chairman of the defunct Presidential Advisory Committee on the 2014 Confab, and the former senator, and also a member of Afenifere Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Group, Senator Femi Okunromu. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
And also Honorable Yakubu Bade, a member of the House of Representatives from Kaduna State and a member of the PDP, who was also on the floor today when this issue was raised, joins us from our Abuja studio. Many thanks for coming on the program, Honorable Bade. Let's begin the conversation from Lagos here. Senator, there are a lot of issues discussed in the 2014 conference where you were a delegate. You were you chaired the committee that prepared the modalities for that conference. And one would think that all was discussed, including the reasons why we need to stay together. All was discussed, including the issues of federalism and the issues of how the regions are going to be satisfied. But from what we see today, even the group, the northern youth groups are coming to say they insist that Igbos must leave, although there are some Igbos who have said they want the Biafra nation. What do you make of all of these complexities that are threatening our unity as a people?
Well, thank you very much. The threat by the northern youth groups, I must tell you, I'm convinced that it reflects the mindset of the northern elders.
Really?
Yes. The northern youths will not have the courage because there are so many of these northern youth groups that got together. It's a joint statement by all of them. And they went to Arewa House. The statement was issued in Arewa House, the threat. So they could not have got Arewa House to use for such a purpose if the northern elders did not know about it. It's a case of the youth saying what is in the minds of the elders, because the elders think that it would not be appropriate for them to be saying it.
You were around during the Civil War.
Yes.
You saw how it all started. You saw how it all ended.
I hope you get what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
In fact, the youth are reflecting the mindset of the northern elders.
What do you think is the implication of this kind of statement? If, I mean, like what you said, that the elders may be aware of this statement, what do you think the implication could be? Of
course, even those saying you know the implications. In fact, what I'm saying, that threat itself is triggering the process for a breakup of the country. Thereby, by that statement, triggered the whole process of the breakup of Nigeria.
Is that not a disaster in the waiting?
It may not be a disaster.
If this nation breaks up?
It may not be, because sometimes if a divorce is going to be to the betterment of all the parties involved, then it is not a disaster. If by a breakup, the North will make faster progress, the Biafrans will make faster progress, the Southwest will make faster progress, the South-South will make faster progress, then it's not a disaster. Then it will have been to the benefit of all concerned.
So are you in support of a breakup?
No, I'm not in support, but I'm telling you the implications of what they are saying. For instance...
You think we are better off?
No, I'm saying that we have to look out. No, they are the ones who have issued the threat. If they say they have issued the threat that Igbos must leave before October 1st. Now, I tell you, that threat means that all non-Hausa Fulani people must leave. That is what that threat says. Because that is what the threat implies. And I will tell you why it implies that. Because the threat implies that if the Igbos do not leave, some kind of violence will be unleashed on them. Now, there's no way to tell an Igbo man apart from a Yoruba man or from a South-South person. So that in effect means that if you are not a Hausa Fulani man, you must leave the North by October 1st. That in effect is the practical effect of that threat. So which means that Yorubas will not be safe because they might confuse them with Igbos. South people will not be safe because they can confuse them with Igbos. If anybody who is not Fulani speaking or Hausa Fulani speaking will not be safe in the North after October 1st. So what they have done is about to say that all non-Hausa Fulani people should leave the North. That is what these northern youths have said.
As a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Bade, how does this come to some of your colleagues, especially the fact that it is from your state where this tension is rising from and this call? How did your colleagues receive it, and what do you think are the implications of these statements made by the northern youth groups?
Thank you very much, Seun. Let me first and foremost say, I believe in the sovereignty of the country called Nigeria, and I believe in its indivisibility. Now, if you see the way members of the House of Representatives condemn the statement by the Arewa youth and the IPOD, it will tell you that we still have unity amongst us, because the House of Representatives does not believe in sectionalism. And that's why we were in unison today, and we condemn the statement of both the IPOD and the Arewa youth. And we condemn it in entirety, and we call on the federal government and security agencies to make sure that people don't take advantage of such inflammatory statement to cause mayhem. Because some people are there who are jobless, they are just waiting for situations like this to go and loot. And again, let's just understand this thing. Arewa House is a subsidiary of Ahmadu Bello University. They are a business entity. So where that statement was said was a business entity, it does not belong to Kaduna State government. So Arewa youth gathering in Arewa House should not be construed as it is sponsored by Arewa elders. It is entirely very, very wrong. And we must applaud the governor of Kaduna State and many elders from the north, including all the northern governors, especially Governor Kashim of Borno State, who stood up and condemned it immediately. And that's to show that we, the leaders, because by divine grace of God today, you can say I'm not a leader from the north. And I will not take it if some youth who have gathered themselves in a name which is because of the synonymity of the name Arewa with northern people as Arewa, then you take it that those youths are making statements on behalf of the elders. I think it will not be fair to elders of the north who stood up, condemned this statement, and make sure that security is raised up. Kaduna State Governor issued the arrest of these people, and he said they should be prosecuted. If I'm a leader, and if I will ask, how else do you want a governor where people go and make statements? Of course, he's not privy to what their press briefing would be, but he had it over the media and he swung into action and immediately ordered for their arrest.
We need to take a pause, Honorable, and go for a break. But when we return, more on this matter, we get the benefit of the experience of you and Senator Okuromi on this issue, on the coexistence of Nigerian people on this program. Join us again.